one more for the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Codename Soap here. Come back at you today with another episode of Ask Soap Anything. We're playing a game that I love this game. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Stake is wagered.
The intro is happening.
I refuse none who come here. Yet, I say, turn back.
Hand of Fate is the name of the game. It's a great little game. I haven't beaten the game ever, but I've played it a lot.
One lives and one dies. Let us see what you are made of.
Indeed. Let us see indeed. Alright. We're gonna start with...
Here's the first member of my court, the Jack of Dust. 12 in all must fall before you may challenge me.
Okay, so basically the game is, it's a card game, but instead of just like, oh, I play my trump card, you get to act out the battles and the scenarios and things like that. So, so much fun. But seeing as this is an episode of Ask Soap Anything, we have questions. Questions indeed. So while this is going, this is from a while back. So we'll act
where they may. We begin.
He basically gave me a way to pronounce it. The name's a shortening of Wilson Ackerfeld Project. So just WAP. So WAP asks a few questions. If you got to move to a different country, where would you like to? Where would you like to? No caveats. So we'll start with that. He asked a few questions. All right. So we're gonna move to the Maiden.
Fair Merith.
Yes.
I'm not surprised to find that this.
So we encounter this elf maiden. She stops to greet us. Merith, the forest folk. My people have long helped mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? So, I would like to ask for longer life. And our max health goes up. 1 max health gain card. There we go.
A little extra health, but it is only a momentary respite.
Yes, so the bold heroes make for great ballads, but survivors think twice before meddling in the affairs of gods and monsters. All right, we're moving on to the Twisted Canyon.
That first moment, that glinting weapon, the call to action, to adventure. Truly, there is nothing like it.
Indeed. So, I kind of talks about where I would like to go. So, I would like to go and move somewhere that's generally cool most of the year. I don't like warm weather at all. Somewhere, like Europe is what I'm thinking, like England or Belgium, or possibly even like Ireland or Switzerland or Iceland or somewhere in that area. I like cold, I like gray, and I like beautiful scenery. So I figure that's a good place to go that could have some of all of that, indeed. Alright, so we see a weapon glinting in the sunlight lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of a canyon. Walls of the canyon are covered in thick vines, perfect for climbing. So let's climb down. So we have basically 75% chance of success.
Choose from these options.
Drop my controller. I apologize. Trying to reach. There we go. Much easier with a wired controller. Alright, I would like to pick this card. Success! So we make our way to the bottom of the canyon. Retrieve the weapon from the ancient quartz. We draw 1 equipment card. And that equipment card is an axe. Damage 25. Okay. So we currently have a rusty axe. So I would like to equip the new axe because it does 5 more damage.
A moment to savor.
All right, well, let's move on.
Make you much more effective.
Mr. Lionel. Little goblin creature in a tavern. All right, so before I move on to that, Hopefully that answers the question. Kind of quick, easy answer to that question. All right. What was the last gig you went to, and what is the best gig you went to? So, gig, for those of you who don't know the lingo, is usually like a concert or, performance type thing like that. Comedy gigs, just, could also be included in there. So, the last gig I went to was I saw Fleetwood Mac with their original lineup, and it was incredible. I love Fleetwood Mac, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. A person that I used to work with bought tickets for a large group of us, and we got amazing seats. And basically, I got to look down, and it was like, there's Fleetwood Mac right there performing. Not for me, but that was the idea, and it was
Take your time if you like.
so good.
I've waited long enough.
So whilst enjoying your evening meal at Old Tavern, St. Joel Man takes a seat next to yours, taps the shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Mr. Lionel. If you have what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. So he cackles uncontrollably for a few moments, then sits patiently waiting your answer. So we can give him some bread, ask him what he needs. I'll ask him what he needs. I need to help you. So he taps staff on the ground, and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. Smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellow teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? So we draw one equipment card. And we have a shield. All right. Press Y to reflect projectiles. Look for the green indicator above the hero's head. And we can also counter. Okay. Continue.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use of this skill if you wish to survive.
Oh, we will. Actually, we'll be dodging a lot. And then we hit the stairs.
Bound once more, seeking the heart of it all.
And we've discovered the exit. Yes, we have. So we embark on the next leg of our adventure. All right, so...
You're on the final floor of our simple map. Your opponent waits here for you.
So our opponent is waiting in our map
If
here.
you defeat me, well, it is early to be talking about victories and losses. Let us see what you're made of.
Smoothie. Delicious. Okay. So what is the best gig I went to? Ooh, the best one. I've been... this one's kind of an unusual answer because I've played and attended some really good gigs. So I'll talk about the best one that I played in when I was playing in bands. I got to open up for... This was... mid-2000s, somewhere in there. I got to open up for this nationwide... I don't even know if they're still around, and they could be. Ooh, a spider! I got to open up for this band called Carnifex. They're a very...
Ambush.
type of band, so they're not for everybody. But the band I was in, we opened up for them, and we got to hang out with them and talk music, and they watched us... or at least a few of them watched us play and were like, they were giving us like, yes, this is good, talking about stage presence and things to do and techniques, and it was just so much fun. Plus the crowd was a crowd of people that didn't come for us, but they really enjoyed the music, so that to me was just like a good one. And then a close second would be another band I played in. One of the songs we used to play was a cover of Pantera's Domination. Like, we would end the show with Pantera Domination. And it was a really small dive bar, and it was my first show with this band. And, most people were digging it. They were digging it, hanging out. But then when we started up Domination, everyone in the bar, like 50, 60 people, just came and just like crowded right around the stage, and we're just like... and rocking some lighters and like, Dimebag, woo, because For those of you who don't know, Pantera, metal band, they're from Texas, and in fact, they're from really close to where I live. So they're like local heroes, so to speak. And after Dimebag passed away, which I was playing on the night that he did, I was on stage when he was shot, not in the same place, but I was on stage, and one of the pieces of equipment I used is the Dimebag wah pedal. I'm getting very technical here. But someone in the crowd was like, play some Pantera. So we played just a little bit. This was a different band. And then after that, we found out Dimebag Darrell was shot. And that was not a good night at all for any of us, because we love Pantera. We especially love Dimebag Darrell. So now, in saying that, that's the best gigs I've ever played. The best I've attended. So there was one time I went up to Oklahoma, and I went to go see a friend. And we went to this show. There was a bunch of local bands just kind of playing a big, giant warehouse, like with a couple of stages, not like a competition thing, just people showing up. And it was one of the best local shows I've ever seen. Every band that we saw, I was just like, wow, you guys are all so good. And everyone was into it, especially like the crowds were really into it. But then professionally, like an actual professional act that I saw would be Alkaline Trio. Put on an amazing show, and I've seen them a couple of times, and so good. I love Alkaline Trio. Alright, so suddenly, a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. The dealer draws one monster card. The Two of Dust. So, weapons bristle from the trees around you, their wielder's faces obscured by the undergrowth. Give us all your gold and die. So attack the cowardly band for daring to threaten you, or give them all your gold. Oh, we're attacking. You shout a battle cry and raise your weapon. Ah! Alright, the battle begins. Here we go. So this is what I was talking about. You actually get to play the battle, instead of just like drawing cards or rolling dice or anything. You actually get to play the battle. Alright. And away we go.
You can now counter your opponent's attacks. Hit the counter button when you see the flashing indicator.
So we got attack, we got counter, we got stun, and we got dodge. And then we got move. Very simplistic controls, which is another reason I love this game. With the striking blow. Plus the art style is kind of a cel-shaded, slightly cartoony, but not too cartoony style. But the combat system reminds me of the Arkham games and the Shadow of Mordor, you know, where it's just like very simple button. It's not button mash, but it's like you have to kind of flow with your buttons. Very musical. Speaking of music. Okay, so search bodies, and we draw 3 gain cards. We're going to gain some goods. We got some equipment.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
Ooh, Damocles. During combat, press right bumper to throw knives in 8 cardinal directions. So up, down, left, right, diagonal, 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 just in case you didn't know what those meant.
Artifacts provide powerful
So we got some
special
foods.
abilities to use in combat, but it takes time.
And we got some good
to
fortune, some 25 gold. Excellent. All right, let's move on. A traveling tinker. All right, Shady Grove off the beaten trail. Find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. So, tinkers sell items of all descriptions. So let's approach. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. All right, we're going to take a look at the goods.
If you were wondering why you've been collecting all that gold, you now have your answer. We're starting to get into the meat of the game now. The back and forth between resources and rewards.
Yes, that back and forth. So we can sell some items. I can't sell my rusted axe, unfortunately, and I'm not going to sell any of those. Let's look at some items. So we got a healing cap, an axe, which we already have. We already have a shield. And the sword does 23, so it does less than our axe. So no, But that healing cap, though, any healing that the player receives is doubled. That's kind of a good possibility, but it would take all of our gold. So let's look at food. 3 food, 1 food. I would like to buy 3 food. Yes. Excellent. Okay. That's enough for the shop for right now. We'll leave said shop and continue on. And even with the questions, we will continue on. So, WAP, that hopefully answers your questions about the gigs. And last but certainly not least, what is your favorite dinosaur? So my favorite dinosaur is, and always will be, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
What happened with a card called Ambush, eh?
Oh, we've been ambushed. So a slight rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in grave danger. Draw 1 monster card. All right, the 2 of us, so we're going to be fighting 2 baddies. But yeah, the T-Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, as a kid was my favorite, and as an adult, because I'm still a kid, still my favorite. Just from looks, from just the aesthetics of the T-Rex. Oh, did not counter that the right way. Stun. I'm just gonna... Whoosh, there we go. The killing blow. Save that Damocles for later when we actually have multiples, like lots of enemies to fight. Alright, while searching the area for anything worth salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. Sneak up and kill them or flee. Sneak up and kill them. Alright, we got some more chances of success. Success again. Quick weapon blow to the head fixes that. Finish searching the area. Dealer draws you 3 gain cards. Here we go again. So another equipment piece and a sword. Okay.
The most fundamental symbol of might for an age.
So no, I don't want to.
Is that what you're going to do?
So we got some more food. And we got some great fortune. 30 gold. I could come back to the Tinker and buy that cap, is what I'm thinking. And as you see, with each turn, like your food goes down and all that other fun stuff. All right, so let's go back. Let's get that cap. I'll skip that intro since we've already seen it. I would like to buy an item, and I would like to buy the healing cap for 35 gold.
Increasing the effect of one sort of magic
And let's leave.
another. All you need is
So
a
yes,
channel
T-Rex,
for power,
for
and it's
sure.
simple enough.
Like, just... And don't get me wrong, there are other dinosaurs that have, like, other things about them that, you know, can be
You have reached
better
my
and
first
cooler, and like if they were to
chapter.
actually fight,
A good man
but
driven to madness
Tyrannosaurus
by a war
Rex,
that took all from him,
all day,
wife and
every day.
child, kith and kin. From such dark and brittle iron, I forge my tools.
Alright, so this is the
Now
bandit
see
leader.
your metal.
Stronger and faster than most bandits encountered. He can become enraged, making powerful, unblockable attacks. He also inspires his followers to steal gold on each hit. So in the ruins of the ancient temple, or of an ancient temple, among the eternally shifting sand dunes lives a mysterious leader of desert bandits. Infamous for his reign of terror over any spice caravans that dare take their chances traveling through his domain, he rules as a king over barren lands.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
Yes. So if we get those tokens, if we can win. And here we go. And I've got progressed much further in the game. It's just for this video I decided to start over so you guys can kind of get the mechanics. Jack of Dust. Alright, so we got 4 Banditos?
Some enemy attacks cannot be blocked or countered. Get out of the way or stop them with your own counter.
Yeah, for example, that red one can't be countered. But the green ones can. Ooh. Did not get out of the way fast enough. There's all the knives that I was talking about. I use Damocles. And it's interesting that it's not a sword. Sword of Damocles, you know, that would make more sense. But it is what it is. Oosh, there we go. There we go.
Down into the worms with him.
Yeah, down into the
Perhaps
worms.
there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul. One champion has been sent to the cabinet. Yet we are only at the start of our road. You will face 11 more opponents who will test your strength, your memories, and your resolve. Few fall at the first hurdle. None reach the last. We have wagered, and you have won. You may claim your rewards, yet I will also claim mine. As you improve, so do I. Balance must be retained.
Such a good little game. So good. Okay, let's activate our coin. Or token, excuse me. Alright, so we receive these 6 new cards. Here we go. Jack of Skulls. Dead King's Hall. Local Peasant. Devil's Choice. River. And Captain of the Guard. So these are all that could be dealt into the deck, and we could come across them later. Alright, we'll add those cards. Got another token to activate. So, another defeating Bandit Jack. We receive these new cards. Medium Armor. Chains of Rage. Mercenary Contract. Medium Armor. Fortitude's Breath. And Desperate Measures. We'll add those cards. And our equipment are cards as well. And we can only have X amount of cards and X amount of equipment. And just like the dealer said, balance. And defeating him, we will give a new challenge, which is Bandit Attack. And that all goes into the deck. And then basically this is like the main menu. And there's all the cards that are in the deck right now. And then we can choose to continue. And we will, because we've only been going for 23 minutes. So let's keep going. Hopefully WAP answered your questions in a way that suits you. All right, now we're going to move on to TG Pomi or Pommy. Get ready for this one. Do you have any advice for finding a girlfriend? I always see attractive girls at the gym and in my college classes, but never know what to say to them. I feel like they're always drawn to the typical, loud, douchey frat boys. Soap dating advice confirmed!
Ah, good.
That was in all caps,
Now you
by the way.
understand the basics. We can begin in earnest.
All right, let's continue on with our story mode.
Turn to his beginning items.
And let's go
Excellent
to
set.
our Jack
Welcome to
of
the
Skulls.
cabinet, home of the members of my court.
And we can read some lore. Go back to the challenges. So this area is captains to squads of lesser skeletons. These unholy abominations strike fear to the hearts of all warm-blooded folk. For until this fiend is defeated, their legions are effectively endless.
Time for you to face my undead army. Meet the Jack of Skulls.
Yes. All right, let's go to our deck builder. All right. Would you like the recommended equipment? No, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we need to select some equipment. All right, so Desperate Measures is right there. I would like to add, oh, actually it's inspected. So this card is new and thus its contents are unknown. Find this card during play and its secrets will be revealed. So we don't know anything about that. We also don't know anything about our shield as well, or any of this armor. So our hand has all of this in it currently. And we can find these along the way. So just because we equip them doesn't mean we get them, if you see what I'm saying. So I would like to remove that axe, both swords. The shield. I'll leave the explorer's helmet. I will add Fortitude's Breath. I will add Desperate Measures. I will add the medium armors. The mercenary contract. Chains of Rage. Now we've got 11. We can add one more, so I will throw in another shield. No, I'll throw in another axe. There we go. Okay. So now we've got basically our difficulty of how hard we can make it. So that's the default mode, is Adventurer, which is what we were playing on. Now if we do Warlord, so the rule changes are we got faster combat, which is player moves and attacks faster in combat. Enemies move and attack faster. They also inflict more damage. Your counterattacks do more damage, and bandits now have throwing weapons. The deck changes though. So rumors of temple to a long forgotten god lure you to a desolate wasteland. We gain 1 food and we gain 3 gold. But there's also poor tidings, which is lose 30% gold. So for the heck of the video, let's do that. So we're playing on hard mode. And now we can choose our encounters as well. So we can build the deck kind of how we like. We don't know anything about any of these new cards. So our deck contains all of these encounters. Let's see. Captain of the Guards, Jack of Skulls, Bandit Attack, Mr. Lionel, of course, the Maiden, of course, the Twisted Canyon. I would like to get rid of the Ambush. Let's throw in the Local Peasant, the Dead King's Hall. There we go. Basically, everything. Alright, so there we go. Everything is nice and choice. Alright, and I believe we are ready to start our game.
New content awaits you. It will be awarded when you complete your run. I will add my own cards to the deck. How boring life would be without a little spice.
Yeah, such a cool game. Alright, and there's our map.
And death. Prepare yourself.
So we only have 8 food, 80 health, 35 gold.
You can always review your cards.
We have our inventory as well. So right now, we're looking at upgrades.
All you have gained.
And those are all just there and ready. Okay. We will close all of that, and let's go to our first one. One of the new cards right away.
There's a token in it for you.
Oh, and a token. Okay. Complete the necessary blood ritual in order to gain the attention of the deity. Its presence fills your mind, bringing you to your knees. What do you seek, mortal? Thunderous voice in your mind demands power. You respond with what determination you can muster in the face of such a being. Power to crush my enemies. See them driven before you. Hear the lamentations of the women. Many a mortal has begged for my favor. The entity responds, I will tell you where power may be found, but you must recover it yourself. Hidden in the Valley of the Giants. There's a cave. Inside that cave lies what you seek. Suddenly it withdraws to its own realm, leaving you breathless and alone. The card's token is now yours.
The token is yours. Well done.
Okay. So, back to your dating advice. I apologize. So, first and foremost, and ladies, if any ladies are watching this, first and foremost is be yourself. By all means, just be yourself. Don't try to put on an act or a show or whatever. Although, typically the first time, if you meet someone or you go on a date with someone or whatever, if you don't already know each other, you're getting the not the real version of that person. It's just at least 99% of the time. That's how it is. But if you're going to approach someone, just be yourself and be cool about it. Just be like, if you know the person already, just be like, if you wanted to, talk to them, just have a conversation with them and find out if you have things in common. But don't go down a list of just like, so, what music are you into? Just like my thing
Come
is
now, hurry up.
happen
Don't
upon
have
the
to
information.
write
So if you hear someone listening to like a band you like, or an artist you like, or whatever, just be like, oh hey, you're into this person too, cool, and then just see where that conversation goes. Or if you're at the gym, clearly I go to a gym. I don't know. Typically, and I think this was one of the comments, typically people at a gym want to be left alone because they're there for themselves, to get themselves in shape and to better their own selves. So, I mean, I typically don't expect anyone to want to be hit on at a gym or talk to at a gym. At least just me. I would, if I was at a gym and I saw someone that I was attracted to, I would not go up to them and whatever. Now, if leaving the gym, you happen to see the person, just be like, say hello, introduce yourself or whatever, but not while someone's working out. Leave them alone, let them do their thing. But that's kind of it. Just be yourself and don't. This is something that I wish I could go back in time and tell my own self about this. Don't put so much pressure on yourself either. Don't put so much pressure to
Every step you take consumes
you have
food.
to have a significant
also
other, you have to date or whatever. Just, it'll happen. You just gotta just let the universe do its thing, man. And a lot of times, if someone likes you, they may approach you. Just saying. But don't put so much pressure on it, because then that gets you to stress and make bad decisions, and you may wind up missing the train, so to speak. The opportunity may pass you by.
Bring this and claim my token.
Okay, here we go. Another token is up for grabs. So you hear a shout from up ahead. The sounds and the sounds of battle racing forwards. You see, or you discover a warrior surrounded by undead. 2. Broken bones litter the area around the man, but there are more closing in on him, and he appears to be badly injured. Stranger, he calls out as he throws his weapon to you. Here, take my mace and put an end to these monstrosities. Mace, 27 damage,
It's
and
a
it
lump
is
of iron on a
holy.
stick. Not
So,
terribly subtle.
the cold hearts of the undead, they will sustain more damage and may not be resurrected around such holy relics. Yes. Yes. Yes, we will equip. Goodbye, rusty axe. So now we have a holy mace. Must have been a cleric of some kind. Okay. Yeah, but back to the dating advice. Just be yourself. It will happen. Don't put pressure on yourself to date, to get out there and date. Just do your thing. And if you feel like, that you need to get out there, then get out there. Boom, the striking blow. The killing blow. Huzzah! Victory. But yeah, definitely just be yourself. Don't put pressure on it. Just be cool. Try to find things that are in common and build a conversation off of that. But don't just, what movies do you like? If it's just let it work its way into conversation. And speaking of conversations, don't be afraid of silence. That's another thing. You don't always have to fill every single second with words. Just, if you're hanging out, just talk and just, take in the scenery. But if you're in a conversation, pay attention to the person. Don't be like looking around or whatever. But if there's not something to talk about at the moment, just don't worry about it. Just, okay. Just enjoy that silence for a second. That's all. And I don't have much after that, because then it depends on if you're in said relationship or then if you're dating. But if you want that initial first step, that's what I like to do.
It has been called the
And
game
I
of
wish I could have known that advice way, way long ago.
I didn't
Anyway,
think that meant you'd take forever to make a decision.
shut up, dealer. So, good work putting the rest. Keep the mace. We have enough back at Kader. He says, slowly standing. We've been hearing reports of undead in our kingdom recently, and I came to investigate. He stops to look around at all the bone fragments. More of them here than I suspected. Some new horde must have decided to settle in these parts and brought its minions. I must head back to the capital and report this to the Duke. Watch your step, friend. There's something more powerful at work than just these skeletons. The card's token is now yours. Yes, it is. Okay. So we got just a couple more, and then I will possibly wrap up. Depends on how long this hole takes. Okay, we got another new card, the river.
Protects against many things.
Path is blocked by a river. Water's clear but fast flowing.
It's just a pain
We
to
will
get
attempt
past.
to cross the river. We've got huge success, failure, and a few other things. Huge success! Your light armor makes crossing easy, and you even stop to dive for some shiny stones on the riverbed. You may fetch a few coins. Dealer, 1 gold game card. Nice. With 25 gold, get some. We've been very fortunate this run. Very fortunate. And there's the stairs to get out of this area.
Head downwards if
Yep.
you dare.
Embark on the next leg of the adventure.
Many have
All right,
reached
1,
this
2,
far.
3, 4, 5
Further,
more.
in
Okay,
fact.
let's keep going.
I do not
The
know if
maiden,
you have
yes,
what it takes to
this is
do
the same
better than they
maiden
did.
we've seen before. I would like some supplies, actually. We are very low on food. Excellent. Continue. And a traveling mage. This is another new one. Okay. Shady Grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Mages sell only specific items that they've discovered in faraway lands. Their prices can be high, but they also pay well for anything that catches their interest. Let's approach the shop. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. Okay. So, next here we go. Lapis Lazuli asked 2 questions. First, though, light side or dark side, and in Star Wars. All right, so we'll answer that in a second. All right, we got some things we can sell. I don't want to sell any of those. Items we can buy: Damocles, alchemical silver, faster stuff. When you draw supplies instead of draw 2. When you draw supplies, instead draw 2 and pick 1. Lizardmen. I don't think we're going to encounter any lizardmen. To attack with faster with each successful strike. The longer your combo, the more explosive the reaction. That sounds sweet. Let's buy that.
A wonderful creation, forged of alchemical processes, but given
And
permanent
I will
shape.
buy...
I know of nothing like it.
I'll buy a little bit of food.
Artifacts give you powerful abilities to use in combat.
Okay, let's leave the shop. Alright, traveling mage down. Now, we're going forward. Mr. Lionel!
I was
Yes!
never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here, I'll make an exception.
Alright, so again, we'll ask him what he needs. Aha, I know what you need. Saf, some plump cakes appear in front of you. Remember, boy, when someone asks whether you like cake or pie, tell them you want cake and pie. So we got 1 food gain card. We got 3 food. Been very fortunate this run so far. Very fortunate. Shall meet again, Goblin suddenly declares. He then strides confidently out the back of the tavern. Twisted Canyon.
It lives in every game.
So we yet again see the weapon glinting. Let's try to climb down. Got 3 chances of success, 1 failure, of course.
And the canyon has been there from the outset.
Success. Yes. So carefully make our way down to the bottom. We draw 1 equipment card. An axe. All right. I will not equip it. My mace is considerably better. And more stairs.
Deeper towards.
All right, we'll take to those stairs and embark on the next leg.
Now all you need to do is find and kill the Jack of Skulls, and we can progress.
So we've got 11 food, so 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we should have enough to make these moves and check out everything. Ooh, Dead King's Hall. Okay, so before we go into the Dead King's Hall, light side or dark side? Dark side all day, every day. I find their characters are more... They're conflicted in some cases, and they have the cooler abilities. They look much cooler. I would say they're not as whiny, but granted, there's an even split if you want to go with the whiny characters. So we'll talk about like New Hope. Luke is a whiny little baby during that whole movie. And he's light side basically the whole time. Except for in Return of the Jedi when he comes back in the black, but he, you know, as a green saber, it's like, oh, he comes back in black. That could be Sith-like. But that's when Luke looked the coolest, by the way, is in Return of the Jedi. But then you got Kylo Ren in Force Awakens, who's whiny and has his outbursts, but that bastard sword kind of, almost like a claymore type saber, so cool. And it's all like mangled because he basically looks like he built it himself, and it doesn't stay like one straight beam. It kind of has that like it's homemade. It's so cool. But then the thing that kind of keeps it both is, well, you got Anakin, and while he's Anakin, extremely whiny, but he was both light and dark as Anakin, and he was whiny the entire time with his terrible acting. So it's an even split between the whininess, but generally dark side all day, for sure. All right, let's go into this Dead King's Hall.
A challenge for you.
See an ancient ornate coffin in the main burial chamber. It may hold spectacular wealth, but it will surely be guarded. Draw 2 monster cards. 2 monster cards. Okay. Let's attempt to take him by surprise. Oof. Oh, this could be bad. Okay, it's just a regular failure. Spotted as you approach, and the creatures ready themselves for combat. It wasn't a critical failure, though. That could have been really bad. Oh, my smoothie's going. Alright, here we go. Oh, we're getting shot at. Ow. I'm gonna activate. Oh, there we go. Killing blow. Okay. We did all right. We survived. That's the important thing. So we loot the room. Dealer draws you 3 game cards. The card's token is now yours. So we draw 1 equipment. Ah, there's our Fortitude's Breath. Every third encounter does not consume food. Press B. Yes. And I would like to equip it. Yes.
Are you sure that's the right approach?
We've gained some foods. Speaking of, and we gained a food.
Take the token.
We got the token. Okay. There we go. Ah, we're at a shop. Okay. Shops are good. So in a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. General shops offer a range of items and healing, but at prices a little higher than usual, so let's approach. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. Alright, so Lapis Lazuli's second question. What house are you in Hogwarts? That's a good question, because I have houses that I like, but while I am playing this, let's actually tab out of this. Let's do that. Let's bring up the good old Google Chromes. This should be house Alright, let's see if we can take a quiz. We're switching up from a video game to a quiz with the game's music in the background. I'll take it. Alright, so what house would you be sorted into? Personality quiz. Alright, we'll just go with the first one. We'll go with this first one. Alright. Let's play. Say you were confronted by death. He wishes to bestow upon you a great gift for having thwarted him. Which would you ask for? Someone can bring back the dead, a cloak of invisibility, a one more powerful than any other. I will say a wand. Alright. A very difficult final exam coming next week. How do you prepare? Study best through application, anything hands-on really. Form a study group. Nope, already out. I like to study in the library where it's quiet. Also like flashcards, repetition is key. Not bad. Start studying early, but I don't worry too much. And no, I understand material. I wing it. I have more important things to worry about. Procrastinate until last minute and pull an all-nighter. That's actually very true for when I was in school. But nowadays I study best through application. So let's do that. All right. Find you have lost the trail while hiking in the mountains, and now you are hopelessly disoriented. What do you do? Turn back in the direction you came. Start walking down the mountain, follow the valley. You'll find your way, you think. Get to the top mountain, then you have a good vantage point. Stay where you are. We'll go to the top. Yep, for sure. Pick a pastime. Partying, listen to music, shopping, reading, writing, playing sports, daydreaming, chilling in a pub. We'll go with that. Oh, house is on fire. What is one thing you say? Food, your favorite book, your musical instrument, your pet, treasured family heirloom. Of course, Draco. Duh. Of course I would take my puppy. My puppers. Triwizard Tournament Champion. Which task is the most challenging? Rescuing friends deep in the Black Lake, battling dragons in the maze. Since I actually in real life have a fear of deep water and water that goes above my head and water I can't see the bottom of, that would be the most challenging. Walking and reach fork on the road. Right is flat ground, but is rocky and unkempt. Left is in better shape and heads up a very steep incline, contrary to the photograph. Which do I choose? I would like the one to the right, because it would be better, at least for me. What frightens you most? Close spaces, falling, poisoned animals, public speaking, failure, the dark, needles, and storms. Out of all of those, honestly, falling. We'll say falling. Which animal do you identify with the most? So we got a chameleon, we got a seal pup, a flamingo, some kind of hawk or a falcon, Mr. Fox, and a bear. I would say Mr. Fox. Which paintings most appealed to you? Okay. Out of those, the Rembrandt one, duh. Completely barren white room. There's a red piece of paper on the floor. What do you do with it? Make crumple it up, tear it to pieces, eat it. I would find something useful to do with it, but I wouldn't destroy it. So I definitely wouldn't do these. I wouldn't crumple it up. But origami or paper airplane, I would say let's do origami. Okay, we're calculating, everybody. Slytherin, which is the house that I would like. You'll make your real friends, those cunning folk, use any means to achieve their ends. So, according to this, Slytherins are very determined and ambitious. They tend to have a clear vision of the future, very meticulous, which I am, and directed when working towards their goals. You're a strong leader because you possess the ability to stay firm in times of crisis and power through. Okay. Although you usually work best individually, remember the importance of close friendships to help you up when you're down. I would say accurate. They're my favorite house in the movies. I've never read the books, and that makes sense. So there we go. All right. Now back to the game, because I want to at least finish this encounter, because we've only been... we'll kind of power through. A little longer than I thought it would be. Okay, let's talk about buying some food, of course. Ooh, I only have 15 gold. could sell some stuff, though. I will sell that. Okay. Heal our wounds, not... we'll buy some food. Okay.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
Alright, we'll leave. Alright, so that'll end the questions for today. There's still some more questions that I have, but those will be saved for another video, because I want to finish this, because I love the game.
Well
so.
then, how will you deal with
Alright,
this?
suddenly tree falls across the pass. We've done this, so we have a monster card. The 4, okay. Give us all your gold or die. No, we'll attack. Alright, here we go. We'll skip that intro, and let's just get to a slicing. Or a meleeing. Oof, that was a bad... Oosh. Oh. Get counters. Boom. There we go. Alright. I'm saving the alchemical silver for another time. Okay. Let's keep going. We got 3 gain cards. Some equipment. Medium armor, yes. Good protection. Minimal restriction on
What do you
movement.
expect me to say?
Yes.
Congratulations.
We'll equip
Armor
some more
protects
food.
you from damage. The
And
best
another
armor,
food.
Of course, does so much more.
Alright, let's keep going. Bandit attack. Okay, here we
Our
go.
bandits are
Your
disciplined
bandits, the king does isn't happy about you killing his men. Monster cards, 3 and 3, 6. Oof, okay. Here we go. Alright, let's just get right to it. With the counters. Oh! Whew! Ouch! There we go. Moving on. Let's go. Let's go! Now we got a couple more, and I think we're at the end. Dead Man's Gorge. Okay.
I'm sure it's not called Dead
While crossing the
Man's
ancient
Gorge without
ropes,
reason.
bridges, Dead Man's Gorge, you hear sounds of movement below. It's an ambush. 2 monster cards. A 2 and a 2. Okay, so 4. A few less this time. I can dig it. Alright, here we go. And they're skeletons. Back! Back! Have at thee! Ow. Did not... Dodge in time. Hooch! Boom! Get out of my face! Out of my face! Alright, I think we're at the Jack. I think that's where we're at. Dead Man's Gorge is down. Recover what came from the undead. 3 gain cards. Some equipment. Desperate measures. Okay.
I'm impressed.
Mace
You
inflicts
select
more
these sorts of
damage the
weapons
lower the
because
health of
nobody
the
ever
wielder
anticipates
is.
being
Oh.
Such
It's a...
misplaced confidence is usually
Okay.
their downfall.
But it does more than our current mace, and it still does holy damage, so yes. Some foods, of course. And 15 gold. Nice. Is this the Jack? Yes, Jack of Skulls. Here we go.
The undead.
Tenacious undead is usually difficult to lay to rest. In addition to sheer strength, this skeleton has the power to revive recently defeated skeletons in its close vicinity, but not with our holy mace. What?
Cheating.
Alright, here we go.
We play for a token now.
Playing for a token. Alright. Let's do this. So the Jack, +4. Any others? I love their little kind of intro things, so to
Shots
speak.
from rifles cannot be deflected. You would do better to avoid them. Are you agile enough?
Oh, he is reviving? Them's not the rules. Oof. That's not the rules. No. Get out of my house. There we go. Let's go.
Ah, well done. Well done indeed.
Yes.
But you have roused the dead in their dusty tombs, and even I cannot say what will come of it.
All right, so let's activate
Now our wager becomes more interesting.
Murder at Sea DLC, which I don't
Will the
have.
tools you've earned suffice to address the challenges I pose? That is the question.
Hunt for the White Minotaur has begun. That sounds very cool. White Council is expanding its influence. That looks cool. Goblin's King Hall's DLC is ready, which I don't have. Underworld awaits your sacrifice. Communing with an ancient god, you receive warning signs. From the captain of the guards, you receive a mace and a mace. Fair enough. Diving in the river, we receive the Ring of Survival. Hello. Exploring Dead King's halls, we receive a treasure chest. Yes. Reward for defeating my skeleton jack, receive these cards. Crucible, Queen of Dust, Helpful Priest, Desert Storm, Terror. And finally, for defeating the skeleton jack, we receive Helm of Reflection, Consuming Shame, Angel's Wing, and Frost Fang.
Shall we?
There we go. All right. Did we clock in under an hour? We did. All right. So that's going to wrap up this episode of Ask Soap Anything. Please feel free to send in your questions on here in the comments, of course, on the Twitters, on the Facebooks at Codename Soap. Ask any question that comes to your mind, and go out and play Hand of Fate. I love this game. Love this game. So we're going to wrap things up right now. But before I go, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, I think I can make that jump. Famous last words. Oh, it's not really a jump at all. Okay.